Hey guys, this is MTP Flyers, and today we got the 50mm 1.8 lens from Canon. This particular lens has a great field of depth perception and allows you to focus in on one particular product and blur out everything else, give you that kind of cool movie effect when you're looking at one particular item in front of you. Now, the reason why I wanted to get this was for that exact reason, to allow me to have my pictures look a little bit better and not necessarily get that whole idea of what else is going on around it, but let you focus in on that one particular item. Now, the really cool thing about this particular lens is the aperture. The 1.8 aperture is actually what allows you to suck in more light, and the lower that number is, the amount of light it will allow it to go into. So it's great in low light situations. It'll allow you to pull out more light from what's going on around it. Things I'm just learning. So by all means, I'm not a pro at this at all. But let's take a look at the lens. It's a very small lens, very light lens, and very inexpensive when, as lenses go. This particular item was $125. I got it on Amazon, and here she is. Again, very, very light. It's got that 50mm 1.8 ratio. Again, there are lower. 1.4 will run you around $400. So just to show you that slight change in aperture will allow you to put in a lot more light and get a lot more out of it. So here it is compared to my 25 by 125. No, I'm sorry, 18 by 135 millimeter lens. And again, it's manual and autofocus on there. Again, 50mm. So it's about see right there, it says 1.5. That's about the distance you have to stand to get that to look at your particular subject or item, whatever that may be. So I really wanted to show you guys what this looks like on here, and just to give you an idea of the amount that it does and the effect that it pulls for such a small and light lens. So push the button here, twist the lens off. And be very careful. Something that I'm learning is you got to be extremely careful. Put the covers where they belong, and you don't want to leave the lens cover open too long in the front of the camera, because there's so many mirrors and stuff in there that I don't quite understand. But you line up the red dot with the red dot on the front of the camera, drop it in, and then you're all set. And I believe it's on there. Yes, it is. So I have a lot to learn with this, and there's so much more to come up. But let's take a look at some of the features of it and give you guys some examples of some pictures. So here's the Canon 18-135 lens that I have, and you can see here how everything behind it just kind of sits behind, and it pulls everything forward to the top, and it gives it a real pop. Now you notice it's more focused to the top as towards the bottom. Next picture I have here, I took of my dog Samantha, and you notice how the back of her head by her ear is even more in focus than what's going on by the front of her face, on something along those lines. And I'm standing about 3 feet at this point from her. Just a shot of the box. You notice I had this right next to the lens and just kind of moved the camera over, step forward a little bit, and you see it easily actually just focused in on itself there for something like that. So that was actually pretty cool. And here's a shot of my stand for my iPhone, and you notice how sharp and how much the colors pop on that, and everything again around it is pulled out, and there's not a lot on it. But you notice how when you focus in on it, not only how sharp it is, but how much light it pulls in as well. Of course, I have this very well lit around here, but even if I didn't turn those lights on and just use the room lights, the light will probably look generally the same on something like this. But that's the key to this whole lens that I'm starting to learn. Like I said, I'm not even an amateur at this point. I'm just starting. So this is something that was really interesting to me, and I just wanted to bring it to you guys to show you what was up. All right, so I did kind of a two-shotter here, and you can see here on the right-hand side, my shaky-ass hand, or on the left-hand side, you see how when I push in on the box itself and I start pulling out, you're about 1.5 feet away, and I go back to the tripod mount here, and I turn to the left and I show you the tripod for my phone, and you notice how you go past it, it starts picking up the other items that are within that specific distance that the lens is set up for. And there's more shot of the desk. And if you look to the left here, you notice as we focus in on the knife and the lens cap and stuff like that, and you start pushing in towards it closer, and you start pulling away, you get that effect that you're looking for. And I think you guys get it from that point of exactly what you're trying to do here. And I wanted to show you a quick shot of the camera itself mounted on a tripod to give you that full effect that we're actually going for. Alright, and last but not least, we're showing a product here from Scosh, just to give you an idea. If you do pull it a little close, it will definitely blur up, but we're at the right about a 1.5 feet away, showing the product. And if you notice, I do pull it just a little bit too close here. You notice how blurry it starts to get, and I'm not realizing it at first, but that's just the you can go out a little further and you're not going to get as blurry, but that point you start bringing it in closer than about 1 foot or 1.5 feet, you'll see it blur out. So all right, so those are just a few examples I wanted to show you guys, and I did want to jump on here real quick to give thanks and some props to Matt's Macintosh. You can see his video right over there talking about these kinds of lenses, and this one in particular that he has. I think it's a 1.8. It might be a 1.4. That's the $400 one. But his video does a great job going through 3 or 4 different kinds of lenses on that. And I don't know why he only has 13,000 subs. He should have a lot more. So check out his video right up there. And I want to thank you guys very much for watching the video. And thanks, Matt, for all his help. And, of course, Jonathan over at TLD. Those are the 2 guys that I've really talked to about lenses and whatnot. So, guys, thank you very much. So, this is it. MTP Flyers, saying you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya!